Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for the segment, we have Natalie Campisi, home and mortgage expert at Forbes Advisor, a trusted destination for unbiased personal finance advice, news, and reviews to discuss what prospective home buyers and sellers can expect in the fourth quarter of 2021. Certainly a hot topic for 2021. Natalie, it's great to see you. Welcome back to Trade Talks.
Thanks so much, Jill. It's great to be here.
You got it. And the hot housing market was one of the beneficiaries of the pandemic. Housing supply was already low before COVID-19, but it was further hampered as lockdowns took place and people began to look for new homes, driven by a host of reasons, whether it was taking advantage of low interest rates or fleeing the cities. Are home prices expected to slow down at any point, anytime soon?
The good news is that, yes, they are. They're expected to slow down as far as home price appreciation. So we won't see that sort of zoom in home prices that we saw last year. But that doesn't mean that home prices will necessarily roll back.
Right. And, we saw shortages due to the pandemic triggered in sanitizers, example, toilet paper buying. There was a spree on all of that kind of content. Consumers also flocked to the real estate market last year. Is buyer behavior becoming less risky?
Absolutely. We're definitely seeing buyers pull back. I think that FOMO that you just described, where people were seeing, their friends buy houses, leave their cities and, move across the country to get an affordable home, all of those things sort of fed into each other. And we saw a lot of sort of outrageous behavior, to be honest, people foregoing contingencies, inspections, all sorts of things meant to protect them. This year, we're seeing things change a little bit. We're seeing a lot of first-time home buyers kind of pull back and wait and see what might happen. They're really waiting for supply to increase.
Yeah, well, supply everywhere, I think, even outside the housing market. And while history would indicate the fall is when you can get a better deal on real estate, last year bucked all those trends that you had mentioned with enormous home sales growth recorded in the fall season. So are we likely to see a repeat this year?
This year will be, I think, a lot different. It'll be a lot calmer. We're still seeing, multiple bids on houses, so that probably won't change, but not as many. And like I said, we're seeing some people pull back, so that's kind of easing that fierce competition. And also, we're seeing more supply. We're seeing almost twice as much on the market now, according to some reports. So that increased supply will help, lessen the competition. There'll be more houses for people to buy.
And it's recommended that the best course of action for buyers waiting on the sidelines is to start getting your finances in order now. If you wait to do that until a better deal comes along, you'll be too late. So, Natalie, what do you recommend for buyers to do to be competitive and prepared in this market?
Yeah, absolutely. Buyers should get ready now, instead of worrying about what you can't afford or draining your savings or your 401k just to get a house right now. Really take your time. Inventory is coming online. We're seeing mortgage rates rise a little, but it's nothing to be concerned about. Rates are still very low. So take your time, get your finances ready, get your credit score up, find a lender, talk with a housing counselor. There are lots of HUD approved housing counselors that you can talk to for free, and they'll kind of guide you through the process. And as you're doing that, houses are going to come online and you'll end up finding the house that's right for you. You may have to move a little bit farther out of like a city or in the exurbs or suburbs, but take your time.
All right, Natalie, we appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.